Yes. So hello everyone. Good evening to you all. Welcome to UrbanPro Live Masterclass. We are here with yet another interesting and informative masterclass for you. This is Sinchana from UrbanPro team. Before we proceed further, I'd like to inform all the attendees and YouTube viewers that UrbanPro is India's largest and most trusted learning network with over 7.5 lakh tutors and trainers. With UrbanPro, you can easily find highly skilled and trusted personal tutors and trainers for your learning requirements. Coming back to today's session, we're presenting an interactive live masterclass on career planning. But before we kickstart the presentation by our speaker, I'd like to address our attendees and YouTube viewers that in case you have any questions during the presentation, is my voice low? Just a second. I believe it's better now. Yes. So before we kickstart the presentation by our speaker, I'd like to address our attendees and YouTube viewers that in case you have any questions during the presentation, type them into the Q&A box on your Zoom control panel. Moving on for those YouTube viewers, you can drop your questions on the chat box and don't worry about your questions. All your questions are going to be addressed by the end of the session. So without further ado, let's welcome our speaker, Ms. Urmi. Urmi is an experienced, trained and passionate life skill specialist and a communications trainer and coach with over 16 years of teaching experience. She conducts classes in communication skills and career counseling. With immense experience and subject knowledge, she's popular among her students for her unique teaching skills and approach. So a warm welcome to you, Ms. Urmi. We're thrilled to have you here.
Thank you, Sanjana. Good evening. I'm really excited to start another session with you, Sanjana. And welcome all the students and the attendees. Let's wait for some more time, I guess, Sanjana, and then start. What do you say? Because I think the students are still coming in.
Yes, we can wait for 1 or 2 more minutes and then proceed.
Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. Students, I hope you can hear me well. Can I get a yes? Fantastic. Thank you. And before we start, or before I formally start the session, I really wanted to know what you do. Are you a student or are you a working professional? Please write that in the chat box. So this session is going to be pretty interactive. I will be asking you questions. Be active so that you can answer and type them in the chat box. Thanks, Roxanne. Rahul, student. Okay, Rahul is student. Roxanne is a student. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Let me see who all are joining in here. Okay, my name is actually Kiana. Roxanne is my sister's name. Okay, hi Kiana, that's a beautiful name. I mean, Roxanne and Kiana both are very sweet names. Thank you. Okay, so you're a working professional. Who's a working professional here? Okay. So, Sanjana, will it be okay since we only have 5 right now, while the others are coming in, rather than making them wait, can we unmute them so we can talk to them and, they can also talk about themselves and their expectations from the career planning session today?
Just a second.
Yeah. Rahul, don't worry. Many of your questions will be answered. Okay. And let me see. If we can unmute you, maybe we could talk about your expectations. Till then, I think if you could just jot down your expectations. All right, let's start, right? We'll just start with the session because we don't want others to be waiting as well. So we have a few candidates here, and people are joining us from multiple channels. And first of all, I'm thankful to UrbanPro for giving me this opportunity to start a session, to start a masterclass and connect with all of you before even we start off a class together. All right. So over and above this masterclass, after this, if you have any questions and if you would like to start up a class with me, feel free to connect with me on UrbanPro, and I will also leave my link here, the link to my profile here. You could choose your own package and start the classes. So we'll definitely do that. So thank you for joining in. First of all, my name is Urmi, and I have been a trainer for over 16 years now. I usually train on communication and career planning, and I also have my own counseling sessions where I talk about, where people come and talk to me about their concerns. So it's more like talk to Urmi, where they come and talk to me about their concerns with related to your, their relationship, their career, life, whatever, and of course the communication. So that's what I do, and I love doing what I do. And I have had many challenges when I started my career, and therefore I completely understand the confusion that goes on in your mind and the tension, the stress levels you go ahead with. I know if you're a working professional, what kind of challenges come across. Sometimes it's the internal politics, sometimes it is also the the profile that you have. Sometimes you are overqualified, and all of these are mixed up, because of which you are not able to grow in your career. And again, with the current situation, everything is so unpredictable that it's a little worrisome to start planning your career. And when you think about your career path, it becomes a little difficult. So to solve all those problems, I am here today, and I will be helping you out with a few information about what's going on in the market and how to start off with your career. If you have any questions or doubts, write it down on a pen and paper, because if I go and see the chat box every time, I will miss out on training you. So my focus will not be there. I really want to focus while I am training. Do not worry. After I'm done, I will have a separate question and answer round, and then you can start typing in your questions. I may also unmute you guys so that I can answer most of your questions, right? We'll do that one by one. Rahul, I can definitely explain in Hindi. अगर मैं हिंदी में explain करूँ ना, बहुत लोगों को समझ में नहीं आएगा. तो मैं काम करती हूँ, मैं बहुत धीरे बात करूंगी, आप समझने की कोशिश करिए. फिर भी नहीं होता है तो आप बस सुनिए, क्योंकि बहुत सारा स्लाइड्स भी आएगा. सो स्लाइड्स देख के आप समझने की कोशिश करिए. जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस है, आप उसको एक डायरी में लिख के रखिएगा. सेशन के बाद आप मुझसे कनेक्ट कीजिए, राइट, एंड आप मुझसे कनेक्ट करिए, एंड देन मैं आपसे बात करूंगी. For the others, I will be talking majorly in English and sometimes Hindi. That's absolutely fine. But don't worry, Rahul, मैं आपसे बात करूंगी. Don't worry about it, right? आप बस लिखते रहिए whatever I say. So I will majorly talk in English because there are so many other people who will not understand Hindi. So English being an official language, I will continue in this. But yes, I will be in Hindi. Rahul, you just don't worry, okay? Focus on the class. Right. So to start with, people, may I know, or can you write down in the chat box quickly, what are your expectations from this class or from this session? Okay, no messages. Fine. Then I will continue with it. Right. So let me quickly share a slide to you. Okay. And tell you what it is exactly. So let me share the slide. Just 1 minute. I think there is a, yeah, got it. I'll be able to decide my career after listening to you. Yes, yes. Let's hope so. And your name is Kiana. Okay, it's a unique name. I'm forgetting the name. Okay, you were trying to do a successful business. Good, great. So this is the slide, guys, and let's talk one by one. What are we going to talk in today's session? Right, the first slide is agenda, where we'd be first starting with the career planning and what is career planning exactly and why do you need it? If you are a student now or if you're a working professional, is it needed for both of you? If yes, then why? And what is it that you exactly will need to do? And we'll also talk about the market conditions today. You know, with the current situation, market is very, very unpredictable. So let's talk about a little about the market conditions, and then we will go to the counseling sessions, right? In the counseling sessions that I take, which will, which you can definitely book for after this masterclass. In those counseling sessions, what do I exactly help you with? Okay, what do you exactly get? And also how to book a session, and definitely we'll get back to your questions. So that's about it. So career planning, if you can see the slide, you would see that career planning is basically planning or making a structured path, right? Let's go from the bottom here. Choose your present. So depending on what your career planning will be, depending on what you wish to be 5 years from today, or 3 years from today, or 1 year from today, whatever it is, whatever is your ambition, depending on that, you need to choose your present studies, present education, the certifications, and all of that. So your career path or career plan will help you choose your present, right? And then you also are able to face the competition. A lot of times we tend to feel that there's so much of competition in the market. I'm not sure if I'll get through. I'm not sure if I can do well. I'm not sure if I will be selected in the interview. I'm not sure if I should apply. So many, complications that happen in your mind, and you're only confused about what next. So, if you have a proper and planned career, it'll help you face this competition with a lot of confidence, right? Apart from that, I'll tell you how it will help you face the competition as well. But yes, your career path will help you face the competition with confidence. It also distinguishes between what you desire and what you deserve, right? You may want to be an IAS officer, or you may want to be an Air Force pilot, for example. But the studies you do are related, to biology. Studies you do are related to chemistry, not happening, right? If you want to get into Air Force pilot in the school section, you have to study everything, because that way you will know what you have to do in the future. But if Air Force is what you're looking at, you need to start studying accordingly. You need to prepare for the NDA. You need to sit for the respective examinations for the Air Force. You need to start focusing on physics, on mathematics, right? So your desire is an Air Force, and you've studied biology, and then you are sitting for need, you definitely wouldn't deserve an Air Force. And even if you stop studying these and get back, it'll already be too late, because the competition is very, very high, right? So segregating between, or distinguishing between the desire versus deserve is very, very important. Okay. Goal setting, very important. If you have a proper career plan, it will help you understand what you really want to be. As a kid, you tend to um, be a lot of things, like a doctor, engineer, what do you call, astronaut, right? You want to be just everything that you see an actor, you like Hrithik Roshan, and then you start behaving like Hrithik Roshan, and you want to be an actor. You go to the hospital and you see the white dress, and you'll be like, I want to be a doctor. You go to you watch some Navy or Air Force officer, and you'll be like, wow, I like that in uniform, so I want to be that. So as you grow up, the goals keep changing. The goals keep on changing. But at one point of time, for example, when you are in your 12th, like, the 11th, 12th, and when you start working, it becomes very important, especially in today's market, it becomes very important that you set up one or two goals. You should definitely have a plan B. That is definitely there. But you always should have one goal in mind, right? So that you can have a structured path to your career plannings and to your future. And you know what? Career plannings will also help you structure your personal life. Because if you know what you are doing today and why you are doing it today, because that is your future. You are at X level right now. You want to get into X2. You cannot go from X to Y. You have to go from X and the next one and the next two. To go at the top level, you have to start with step one, right? So the step one, step two, step three, everything will come one after the other. And while you are focused on this, you can also settle your personal life. What happens is, many times people do not know what they want to do in the future in terms of their career. Parents get them married, and then after having a family of their own, like a wife and kids, or a husband maybe, they're not sure, neither are they happy, being a housewife, or neither are they happy working in wherever they are working, but they cannot leave because uh, of the family commitments that they have. Not only you need not get married, you need not have to get married to consider your family as your family, but you can still have your family commitments without getting married. The challenge is when you grow up, you are so uh, pressurized by the family commitments and the social commitments that you forget to check on your career. You forget to really focus on your career. And that's why the career goes haywire. And that is when I come into the picture to help you out with your career planning, right? And now, if you're a student, build your career planning from now itself so that nothing on earth, no social pressures, no social commitments should impact this side of your career. This is your personal section. This is your professional section. This is already sorted and planned. This you can plan it as per your family commitments. You don't have to worry about two together and jumble up, um, and jumble up the entire life. Who's FCCG? I am not listen. I want to become. What happens? It reading my message. I'm sorry, FCCG. I really cannot understand what you're saying. I can see your message and I can see all the messages in the chat box, but I am not getting into it because if I go and start reading the chat box, I will not be able to focus on the training session. Let me complete this. We will again come to the chat box. Okay, so that you can focus on this. So that's why you need career planning, and that is what your career planning is all about. Okay, moving on to the next section, we talk about market conditions. So friends, the market right now is very, very unpredictable. You just cannot rely. There have been situations where people have got offer letters from the companies and still being rejected. There are companies who have closed down big time. So many people, employees have lost their jobs. Many people, on the other hand, are also planning to move abroad. The opportunities abroad have also drastically changed. Okay, so and another, so we will talk about these 4 sections here, right, about the market conditions. Let's talk about the competition first. I told you in the first slide that you will be able to face the competition. How would you able to face the competition? You know what happens? When you look out in the market blindly, you would just see that there are so many people. When you want to apply for a job, you would see that there are 200 people already who's applied for that job. And that brings down your confidence. And you'll be like, will anyone even look into my profile after 200? Or else you don't even apply. These are the situations that's happening with many of you there, especially who's lost your job and you want to get a new job role. What happens is you really do not know where to start from, which company to get into. You lost your job for whatever reasons, but now you do not know how to start. Everyone is there applying for the same position. Everyone seems to apply for the same position that you want to apply in, right? I hope you're able to relate to this problem. Everyone seems to apply for the one that you want to apply in. So the competition is huge, and trust me, this is not going to end. Competition will not end. If you find there is no competition in one particular role and you're the only one applying for it, there's something wrong. Okay, unless you're the first applicant, right? So if you can plan your career well, right now what happens is you have 200 people already applied to the same job that you want to apply in. But imagine if you want to if you could plan your career, if you could sit and write, I could help you with that. If you could sit and write down what are the things that you should get into, what are the things that you should apply in, where in which companies should you apply in, not everywhere. Even if you're a fresher, not everywhere. Applying everywhere is not a good idea. Okay, so you are trying, if you could plan it well, if you could structure it well, you would not even be fighting in 10 companies into 200 employees. You'd be fighting for one company or two companies, for one or two roles. So while before career planning, you had been competing with 200 into 10 companies. So 200 applicants in 10 companies makes how much? And after career planning, you will be competing with 200 into one or two companies. See, you are able to drastically bring down the competition levels for yourself. When you see you're applying for a job, but it's somehow not happening, something just doesn't click, and you are just not able to figure out what is that problem. The problem is you are just not heading to the right path. Right? हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, घी अगर सीधी उंगली से ना निकले तो घी उंगली टेढ़ी करनी पड़ती है. It's something like that, on a positive and lighter note, by the way. Right? What you should do is find a way to solve the problem rather than sitting and worrying about, oh my God, I'm not getting a job. We here, I being your career counselor, I will be more than happy to sit, talk to you, understand your problem, and take you or guide you to that right path, the path you have chosen. I will not come and tell you, you know what, you like this, but I feel you should do this. No, that's not my work. You tell me, what do you want to become? I will guide you. How can you become what you want to become? That way you reduce the competition. We then move ahead to the skill sets, right? And the education part. I will talk about both of these together. So in today's market, friends, it is no more a generalized study, Earlier, there was a BA, there was a BCom, there was a BSc. Now, there are so many other branches that's come up, right? So even if you do BSc, there are so many other exams and assessments that you have to pass through to get into one role that you want to be. And same goes for BCom and BA and all of that. Nowadays, even if you do BA, BCom, BSc, whatever, or BTech, there are so many other windows that open up for you to be eligible for one good role. It's no more the only education. It's no more the 12th and then the graduation and then the post-graduation and then you get a job. Not happening anymore. The market talks about your skill sets. So if you sit for an interview and if you are asked, what did you do? You would say that I have completed my 10th and then my 12th and then my graduation and then my post-graduation. The interviewer would say, okay, and what did you do? What have you done to be eligible for that role? Then comes another form of education, which are these courses, the specialized courses. Yeah. And then you learn the skill sets. So this is how the industry is moving towards, any industry for that matter. It is very, very important that you learn, you first get your education completed very well, and then get a specialized course in any sector or any industry you want to move in, be it a finance industry, be it technology, be it science, medical science, whatever you want to get into. If you only have a generalized study, friends, please start looking for the best online course, at least because nowadays offline courses are no more there. I mean, or even if they're there, I don't know if you'll be able to go, but get some course done at the earliest. If you're sitting at home, start picking up a course right away and start getting into it. Your skill sets will define you from the others, because everyone does this BA, BCom, BSc, everyone does graduation, everyone does post graduation nowadays. Gone are the days when graduation was a good education. Nowadays, post graduation is what people talk about, right? So, and everyone does post graduation, everyone. So, how would you then face the competition? How would you then be separate or be different than others that the company should hire you? Your skill sets will prove it. You need to talk about your skill sets. Very important. Now we go to the opportunities abroad. Many of you wish to go abroad, out of India and study, or out of India and work. That also has changed over time. There are many people who are studying here and then moving out for work. There are many people who are going out from here. For example, they do graduation here. That's all of these options are correct, by the way. They do graduation here and go and do post graduation there, because many countries have this, give a privilege to students who study there in that country, that respective country. So if you go there and study and then get a job, that is easier, rather than you finding, studying here and finding a job outside India. Becomes very difficult, because again, then your competition is with the entire world, not only with the country. Right? So again, you need to focus on your skill sets, even if you want to move abroad. Now, apart from the skill sets, apart from the specific skill sets, during our career counseling classes, I also help you with what kind of skill sets would you need to have for a particular career path. I also tell you that. Now, when we talk about opportunities abroad, you still have to have those skill sets. And together with that, you also need to sit for the English language tests, right? There are IELTS, there are TOEFL, PTE, GRE, GMAT, and so on. But IELTS is the most commonly used and accepted worldwide test, right? So that's one thing. You need to also prepare for that. That's an additional thing that you have to prepare. And nowadays, market is also, I would say, eased out in terms of these kind of English language tests, because earlier you had to really go and write literally a paper for the IELTS and all. Nowadays, you can sit and do everything from the benefit of your home. Okay, so that's one benefit that you've got. Others are also, other tests also happen online. So that's the market that they talk about. And let's see. Okay, we have the counseling sessions. So with me, this is what you get. I want you to go through this, take a minute to study this, right? While I will just take a sip of water here. Look at this. What is it? This is what you get in your career counseling classes. Let me quickly look at the chat box till then. Okay. I hope you have gone through this. Now, the career counseling classes are a 9-hour session in total. Now, will I not talk to you after the 9 hours? That doesn't work like that. Okay. If you need extra, so this whatever you pay for will be for these 9-hour classes. However, one extra class comes for free. That's after the 9 hours. Okay, that is if you need it only. Or if I feel that you should take one more class, I will do it for free. I do that. Okay. So in the career counseling classes, there are three sections. The three sections are very, very different from one another. So the first section talks about career planning, where we talk about career path, future planning, and present decisions. So all we do here, it's a 3-hour session. There we'll talk about career path. Okay, so what is the career path? What do we do question and answer rounds, right? What is the career path? What do you want to do when you grow up? Why do you want to do that? Or what are the preparations have you taken? How would you plan to do it? And all of that, right? There are tons of questions that we do, question and answering that we do during the counseling sessions. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So that's the planning part of it. Okay. The second section talks about job search strategy. Now, understand this, friends. I will not be with you all life, right? I am here. I will be with you only for these career counseling sessions and, of course, any other sessions that you want to take. But even after the sessions, you might want to change a job 2 years down the line. Then what? Do you have to take a counseling session again? Not really. I mean, I would be happy to do that, but I will be empowering you to know how do you plan your career yourself by not taking anybody's help. How do you face the market? What is the research that you do? We'll be talking about some secrets as well in the counseling sessions. How do you build the network? How do you do the research? How do you find the exact information out from our favorite Google? Yeah. And then the job market. Today, I will tell you what is the job market today in the current condition. When you try to find a job a year down the line, the situation will be different, the market will be different. How do you study the market then? All by yourself, not taking anyone else's help. And by the way, when you start looking for a job, many of your friends, family, relatives, colleagues, everyone comes and gives their own ideas to you. If you go through these, you don't need those ideas for free. Yeah, you can do it all by yourself. In fact, you can start teaching them and helping them out as well. Okay, so section 2, 3 hours again, research, study, network building, job market. And the third section, section 3, very important, interviews. So we'll talk about how to build your resume. I and you, both of us will sit and build up a resume. Okay, we will also, basically, you will do all of it. I will be reviewing and telling you, no, not here. Let's do it there. Let's take this from here and put it here. Let's not give it like this. Let's give it like this, right? Let's use these sentences. Let us not use this skill set. Let us use this skill set. So we will be discussing all of that. We'll share screen like I'm doing right now. It'll be a video conference. And so we'll do the CV building part. We will also do the job application part. Where should you apply? Why should you not randomly apply? You just go to naukri.com and you see any job and you see, oh my God, the salary is good. Let me apply. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, you need to understand where you should apply and where you should not apply. Okay, and what is it that you need to prepare for your interviews? So kind of interview questions. I'll give you a lot of questions for your interview. Also, not only you will be dependent on me for that, but I will make you independent, that next time you are trying to plan your career, you can do it all by yourself. How to find out the questions that the company asks during their interviews, right? All of these will be covered in the counseling sessions. Now, the point is, do you need to take all three? Your wish. 3 hours each. You can either take any one or any two or all three. The benefit of taking all three, number one, it's at a lesser price. And number two, you will be able to relate and you'll be able to go with the flow. So if you tell me, no, you know what, I don't want anything else, you just help me with the interview section. Many of you might think about that. The problem with that is I will be okay and I'll be happy to help you with that for 3 hours. But the point is, if you get rejected in any interview, then you'll come and blame me. And then I'll be like, what am I supposed to do? You did not say the other things. Because when I help you with the interview questions, when I tell you, what is the job application, where should you apply? After that, if you have not done the other research, which I teach in the section 2, and then if you fail somewhere, I'm not blamed for it, right? That's how it goes. So you should definitely not take any one. I would advise take 3 together because it comes in a 9-hour package. The 9 hours will not be every like 9 consecutive hours. It doesn't go like that. So I take these classes either 2 days or 1 day in a week, mostly on a weekend, because when it comes to work, career planning, I'm sure many of you may be what do you call working professionals. So I do it on the weekends, but I give some actionables and I want you to work on those actionables and come back to me in the next session. That's how it goes. So when you say 9 hours, it will be 9 sessions. Okay. So that's about it. That's what you get in the 9 sessions. Let's look at how to go about it now. How do you book a session? After this masterclass, I will be sharing the link with you to get into my profile and of course, choose your package. There'll be 3 types of package, like I mentioned, right? You can choose any one or any 2 or all 3. You choose your own package and then you contact me through the UrbanPro chat box. You can call me directly, or you can also schedule a time on a weekend. Okay, don't schedule a time without asking me on a weekend. Weekends I'm a little free, so you can do that so that we can book your slot. It'll be a 15-minute session. That's for free, don't worry. It'll be a 15-minute session and you have to come on video. It'll be a video conference where we will discuss about which one do you want and what is it that you are expecting out of this career counseling session, and from when can we start the career counseling session so I can book your or schedule your slot accordingly. All right, remember that. And by the way, these career counseling sessions, I do not want to do a group class. It's going to be a one-on-one because each one of you will have your own personal commitments, and I do not want your personal commitments to be shared with others. So it'll be a one-on-one session and each one of you will have customized plans. I cannot even make a plan. I cannot make this kind of a slide when I do counseling because it is completely different and it is for you specifically. So I have to keep on customizing it for you, right? That's how it is. I will move to the next session where you book, next section where you are booking the price pack. This is where you book it and you can, that's my profile that you can see here. And I will quickly, yes, Rahul, the class will be in Hindi, don't worry. If you are there, I can do the class in Hindi. Let me quickly. Okay, so that's about it. You can start asking your questions, friends. And I am sharing my link on the chat box. So please share a feedback about this class. I hope you like my training. I hope you're able to understand me. And what are the skill sets? So what was the name? Kiana, right? Kiana, what happens is for specific roles, like if you want to talk about technology, right? What kind of technology do you want to get into? You have to um, start understanding. So in the counseling sessions, what I do is I'll be helping you understand what kind of skills or what kind of roles you want to get into. Depending on your roles, we will talk about your skill sets. Like maybe you like Python or SQL or Excel, Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Do you only need typing speed? Do you think you will need to know PowerPoint very well? Do you need um, to learn the data sets? Do you need to learn Java? What is it that you need? Do you want to sit for NET? All of these are a part of skill sets, right? I want you to please fill up the form, which is a feedback form, okay? And then you can always visit my profile for the class packs and book your slot. By the way, as a small announcement here, today is a Saturday, and anyone who books the class, or rather, chooses the package and books the class within this week gets a straight 1,000 off from whichever pack you've chosen. Okay. Yes, Kiana. Rahul, in the meantime, please fill up the form. And yes, Kiana, I'm waiting for your questions. Let me see if there are any questions on YouTube. Kiana, Sinchana, if you have any questions, you can please share here. What are the courses in teaching and hotel management? Courses in teaching and hotel management. Kiana, you know what? Teaching and hotel management are completely opposite domains. I wouldn't know why. First of all, you shouldn't get into both these because both of these are very different. What are you comfortable in the courses of teaching or hotel management? Choose that, and accordingly you go ahead. But to answer your question, teaching, you have a lot of courses nowadays. They have B.Ed, M.Ed, and all of that. Those are the simple ones that you have. But apart from that, if you have to go abroad and teach, there are these educator programs that are there, right? Educator programs, child educator programs, and so on. You need to kind of write a thesis on that. Even to be an educator, you need to write a thesis. That's how it goes outside India, not here. Here in India, to be a teacher, definitely that B.Ed will help you. Again, it depends on what kind of a teacher, what kind of a teacher. Do you want to be a normal history, geography, English, whatever teacher, or do you want to be a technical teacher, or what is it like? If you have a vocational, if you want to be a vocational teacher, I'll tell you, Kiana, if you want to be a vocational teacher, you have to be certified on that. For example, I teach communication, right? So I am a certified communication trainer. My education has also been masters in communication. So I had to plan it way ahead. That's how it works. Okay, I have nearly, only to do this communication and career counseling classes, I had to take, this is also a kind of teaching, right, Kiana? So for this, I had to take nearly 25 certificates I have earned. I really had to study a lot, and I had to earn those certificates. What happens is, I understand from someone who is from a very middle class family, they may not be able to afford these certificates, but there is a way out for that as well. So there are platforms, online platforms, who do not wherein you do not have to pay a lot, and you still can get those courses. So in the career counseling classes, when we talk about the career planning, we talk about those courses as well. What kind of courses can you take up? That also is kind of discussed during that. Okay, what is a thesis? It's basically a write-up that you write. As of now, I think you can keep it to a write-up. So it's a entire study, a research, extensive research write-up that you do. Okay, and you have to write nearly 100 pages, 100. So when you do PhD, you have to do a research. This is more like that. So outside India, I'm not saying all the schools and institutions ask for that, but sometimes when you are going from a different country, some institutes demand a thesis on the subject you would be teaching on. For hotel management, you have the hotel management course that itself makes it a course, yeah, a skill set. That's about it. Any more questions from anyone? If not, I would request all of you to fill up the form and give me a thumbs up on the chat box once you've filled up the form. It really means a lot to me when you kind of give the feedback. Okay, I hope you had a nice session and I hope you liked it. That's it for now. Sinchana, are you there? Okay, so Sinchana is not here. Fine, that's it for now, guys. I will look forward to your career sessions or career batch rather to start your class very soon. It is hotel management course. You can go to Google and find out, Kiana. It's a hotel management course. Okay. Bye-bye now. Thank you. Thanks, Shibu. Bye.